conditions are. And we have three
All
kinds
right,
of
moving down the list.
simple conditions, field conditions, and time conditions. And using conditions will allow you to create amazing effects using particles. So let's begin by creating a basic emitter. And I'm going to go to the particle group and rename it to particle group 1, and you will see that the basic emitter is emitting in particle group 1 in the properties tab. Now these particles should be green by default because
That
this
they
is
are.
the color that the emitter is using. What I want to do is add an additional piece of information. The particle group itself allows us to override some of the visibility settings in our viewport. First of all, the draw mode in default is dots, but we can change it to arrows, and these are very, very little small arrows that show the direction
Right?
the particle is facing.
They look
We
like
can use
skeeter
ticks,
needles.
we can use lines, or my favorite, handles, because you get these axes for each particle, so you know which way they are facing.
I don't like that.
You can also draw the radius. And although all particles now have the same radius, it's good to draw this so you can see how big a particle is, so that when you render it, you know how big it's going to be. And these are all overrides. These don't change the way particles behave or render, just how you see them in the viewport.
That's
The other
what
thing you could do
an override
with
means?
dots, for example, or arrows, is change the viewport color. You can override this and say, I want a constant color, red, to view them. And if you go to handles, you will see that the radius is red, but the axis retains its RGB color. Now, again, this doesn't mean that your particles are going to render red. This is just for the viewport. I have to say this to make sure that there are no misconceptions. In any
Okay.
case, these are the particles now. So let's go and create another particle group. And this
Okay.
is going to be empty. Nothing is emitting in this particle group. I'm just going to name it 2. And I'm going to put the similar settings. Handles, a draw radius, size of 1. Instead of red color though, so let me put handles, size of 1, I'm going to put another color. I'm going to make these blue. Excellent. So if I rewind and press play, you will see we only get the red particles, which again, they're not red, they're just red for the viewport representation. What I'm going to do with the condition is the following. I'm going to add it to my object manager, to my scene.
Conditioner.
I'm going to make it a child of group 1 because I only want to check something in particle group 1. There are cases where you're going to use a condition in the root of your scene or not as a child of any particle group, and that condition is going to evaluate for every single particle in your simulation. But for now, I'm going to confine it to particle group 1. And in the condition, we have the following parameters. First of all, it's looking for a property of the particle. And if you go here to the property, you will see that the default is
Age.
because a lot of the effects we
Color.
do are based on the age of the particle. And you can say, for example, when the age of the particle is, go to the comparison, greater than or equals, and you put this in frames now, so that you
What?
can have better accuracy. So let's say 60 frames, which is 2 seconds. And the chance of that happening is 100% for each particle. This adds a bit of randomness in how this condition is evaluated and a seed for that randomness. But for now, we're going to check all the particles. So we're asking the system, when is a specific particle more than 60 frames, that's 2 seconds at 30 frames per second, and older? When that condition is met, we want to do something. And the question is, what do we need to do? Well, that is not something you set up in the condition. You set that up as a child of the condition. So you can choose something to happen. Let's take the simplest one, which is the kill,
Kill.
which obviously kills particles. I'm going to make the kill a child of the condition. So the whole proposition here is check the particles in group 1, and any particle that is equal or more than 60 frames old, kill it. So we should see all the particles die after frame 60, because some of these particles are born, because you can see here our emission mode is constant, which means it's emitting particles not only at the first frame, the second, the third, the fourth, and so forth. And this is what constant means. So what you will see is that
All right, buddy. Well, mine's not. Oh wait, kill condition. Oh, I just misplaced it. Okay. So after 60 frames. Aha! Okay, I can see how this is useful. Kind of. I can't think of a use case for it now, but good to know, I guess.
Any particle that exceeds 2 seconds of life without this condition, they're going to live forever. And I can extend this so you can see that.
Good.
Whereas if I rewind and activate the kill, they will die after 2 seconds. And here I'm just going to show you the randomness. You can go to the condition and say a smaller chance or a larger chance of these particles. The smaller the chance,
Right.
that means that with every execution cycle, less particles are going to die, and we have a longer tail.
Okay.
In, which ones are going to die.
So it can be
There's
a
always
hard wall
mathematical
or a
probability
tail
that
when they
particle
die
will
for
not
kill
die,
at least.
but it's extremely
All right,
simple.
that's
So
interesting.
you
I can't
always
fully
have
wrap my head around
regardless
what
of
it's going to do for every other modifier
with a zero,
other than kill, but
it means that no particles are going to die. So you can even control it from here. But why would you say kill them if you don't want to? In any case, here we have 100% of the particles are being killed. And again, this is a chance of each particle to be killed. It's slightly different than 50% of particles dying. So let's go back and rewind. Now, instead of killing them, why don't we try something else? So I'm going to remove the kill. And instead, I'm going to use a modifier that's called switch group. This is with the data modifiers, the color mapper, the data mapper, the map, the kill, the switch group, because it changes a specific type of data which is associated to the particle. I'm going to explain what that means. Let's create a switch group. Let's make it a child of the condition. So
I don't
it
like
only
groups, man. They're confusing.
if this condition is met. And it's asking me for a target group. And you may have guessed it, I'm going to put particle group 2 in here. So what we are going to see here is
Oh,
each particle that is in particle
I didn't even see that coming.
just the original particles. When their age exceeds 60 frames, they're going to switch group and go to this particle group, which I've
Alright,
tagged
you
the
sneaky
color
little bastard. That's kind of cool.
The visibility color, not the render color. Now let me press play, and you will see that they're going to start turning blue, and there they are. Now
Yeah,
the
it's a
particles are
pretty
turning
cool.
blue, because now these particles exist in particle group 2.
Right.
Something very important you need to understand is that
Damn.
these are not different particles than the ones previously, the ones that were in particle
It's just
group 1.
switching.
They are the same particles with the same age. They're not.
Okay, what if I did a kill under... Excuse me. Oh, shit. Okay. What if I took kill and put that under switch group? And then, oh, I have to set kill to... Oh, Christ almighty. Kill. I was not paying attention, I guess. No. I have to put that under a condition. It is under a condition. Oh, but the condition is this. So the conditions stay the same. Okay, so I want to delete kill. Add a new condition. That was our old condition. Of it being add a kill. You're being a little rascallion. Condition. The condition is age. Is greater than or equals to 60 frames. No. 120. 120 frames. Go. Now, the blue. Dude, I understand. So now the first condition is the particles switch to blue, and then the second condition is after 120 frames, they die. So now we have red and blue in equal parts. Damn, that's cool. I have no idea what I would ever use this for, but it is really fun and kind of cool to learn.
Reborn again, they just changed one of the parameters. And if you're curious to see what these parameters are, remember I told you you can go to any particle group, go to the cache, and open up the cache export settings. These are the parameters. But as far as the parameters that a condition can check, these are a few more. So go to the property here and check out all these
Age,
parameters.
alignment, velocity,
Group
color.
one of them. So imagine
Of course.
that what group a particle is some sort of tag. It's not a different particle. And yet, what you can do now is you can say, I want to clone a different shape on particle group 1 and a different shape on
Alright, we're just gonna watch the rest of this.
particle group 2. So let me create a cloner. I'm going to put a cube, make it, of course, smaller. Zoom out so I can see it. There we go. I'm going to put the cube in the cloner. I'm going to make a copy of the cloner, remove the cube, and add a sphere. Make this one
Jesus Christ.
as well. And
Groups.
the child of the other cloner. So this is cloner 1, and this is
Cloner 2.
not 1, 2. So let's go to cloner 1 and cloner 2. Set them both to objects. And for cloner 1, I'm going to use particle group 1. And for cloner 2, I'm going to use particle group 2. So what you're seeing here is the following. That the particles, and let me make my little cube a little bit bigger. My little cube a little bit bigger. Okay, that makes sense. You will see that because they're switching group, they're also switching shape. And this is one of the things you are going to do to control your particles in many different ways. As we move on with our tutorials, I'm going to introduce all the different conditions and what they do, and many more of these parameters and the data modifiers. From this
Goddamn.
point on,
Alright. Holy. Alright. Let's see. So I think the idea of having this as like a working file is a good idea. It's getting pretty complex pretty quick. We don't really get to make anything, which is kind of it's kind of boring to watch, I imagine. But fuck it. What's next? Data modifiers. At a certain point, I'm gonna have to clock out. It's just too much for my brain to handle. But dude, actually, I think we can get through. The next one's 6 minutes, 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 11 minutes, 8 minutes. It's not bad. If I could crush this and then switch to the next one, hopefully the next one is like you're actively building a scene. Because that's more fun, because then you can see progress. This is boring because every time you tune back in, it's just learning a thing of particles. Doesn't really matter. Watching progress on a project and actually making making progress on the project is fun. So the quick blender one was fun because it's like a quick little yeah, I think I just want to bang this out. So I'm gonna pause real quick because I'm cold. I'm just gonna leave this playing. Oh, I deleted the kill switch. Okay, whatever.